We've built company values, we've built company missions, and going into that, knowing that was really helpful for us to get into the program. And once in the program, it was an amazing experience.
You've been a successful entrepreneur. You have a lot of knowledge in the area, and I want to tap into that reserve of knowledge so our viewers can gain some insights as well. So I understand that last year, HomeWise was selected as part of the Intuit Prosperity Accelerator.
Mhm.
I wanted you to talk a little bit about that process and potentially what that means for your team, what that means for your growth plans.
We're always looking at ways to grow. And when you're starting a business, you have your small team, and every way to add value, add knowledge to your team is so important. So when we saw the Intuit program, we thought, what an incredible opportunity to have a great association with a big company like Intuit, but also learn from them. So we had to apply, we had to go through an interview process, make sure we were fit. The interview process started with one person, then two people, and then like eight people. So really making sure we understand our craft and our business. One thing with Intuit that was really important to them was the companies they chose really exemplified the values that they were looking for. And for them, it was helping Canadians and make better financial decisions, helping Canadians save more money over time. So for us, we've built company values, we've built company missions, and going into that, knowing that was really helpful for us to get into the program. And once in the program, it was an amazing experience. Learned a lot about how Intuit has driven their success through strong strategies and processes, but also got to work with them on partnership experiences, understanding how a partnership would work with them, learning from their customers. And we actually did customer interviews where we learned a ton to actually build into our application and build into our website. So it was an incredible program, but there's a lot of things I think any SMBs, anyone who owns a business could take for themselves, such as interview customers who have never heard of you before. Take them through your process. If it's an in-person process, help them understand that and see where the faults might be. If it's a digital process, take them through it because you'll learn so much from really interviewing your customers and people who aren't your customers to make your experience even better over time.
Definitely. And one thing you talked about, sort of a prompt, a sort of bigger picture question. I was interested in how the accelerator framed the program in terms of supporting tech startups who in turn are supporting Canadian consumers and small businesses. Why do you think that's so important?
That was something Intuit consistently said is they're a company that through QuickBooks, TurboTax, Mint, they fully support small businesses. And they looked at that as a big opportunity to take them, which is a massive juggernaut, and help us out because SMBs are such an important part of the Canadian infrastructure. So for them to be able to help us and then us to be able to help Canadians, it's that amazing circle of help that we create. And it was exceptionally exciting to be part of that program. We actually just got accepted into another program with Google. It just got released today, which is very cool.
Congrats.
So thank you. So we're working with them to build out some of our AI and machine learning infrastructure. And having the opportunity to have these big companies like that help us out, it's exceptionally invaluable because them helping us out helps us help others. And I love to meet with so many small businesses of all different kinds because it's a high tide rises all ships mentality where in Canada, the more we can help each other, the better off we're all going to be.
I was quite taken by the fact that 7 of the 8 startups that joined the Intuit Accelerator were Canadian. I don't know if you think that speaks to something about the Canadian sort of burgeoning tech startup scene or perhaps something else.
If you spoke to me 10 years ago, I'd say I know a couple people in tech. And now it seems like everyone's getting into the tech world. It's just the Canadian tech scene is becoming more and more important to our overall economy, to our employment structure. But it's also pretty incredible to see the businesses that have been created out of here, be it Wealthsimple, which is worth over $1 billion. If you saw the news late last year about that, that's pretty incredible. That started homegrown in Toronto. Hopper just announced that they raised another round of financing today. I think it was $170 million, and they're definitely worth over $1 billion. That was started out of Montreal. So the Canadian tech infrastructure is becoming more and more integral to employment. But if you speak to a Gen Z who's in university right now, they either want to be an influencer or they probably want to work in technology. And it's so exciting to see the Canadian industry really starting to take off. More and more different types of startups, be it massive companies who have huge aspirations or just companies who want to build a strong business utilizing technology. So to your point, we've just seen over the last 5 to 10 years a pretty substantial shift in terms of the minds from Canada moving into the technology space. And I think a kudos goes to companies like BlackBerry building up Waterloo years ago and really starting to build the ship from there.